Hey everyone, welcome to the video! Today we're doing something a little different. I've been playing Minecraft Bedrock Edition for years, and I've beaten the Ender Dragon a few times. But now, I'm kicking off a brand new series, and this time, I'm diving into Minecraft Java Edition Hardcore Mode. That's right, one life, no second chances. The goal? Beat the Ender Dragon. So if you're excited for this challenge, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more hardcore content. Let's do this. As soon as the world loaded in, it started lagging. Like, right away. For a second, I thought my potato PC was going to give up on me and I wouldn't be able to record at all. But once the stuttering calmed down, I took a look around. And honestly, the seed looked pretty solid. I was doing what every Minecraft player does first, breaking that first tree. It wasn't much, but it was the classic beginning of any survival world. As I ran toward the next tree, I noticed a village in the distance. But before heading over there, I chopped down a second tree. After chopping down the second tree, I made my way toward the village. I was hoping for some early food, maybe a bed, the usual hardcore essentials. And right before entering the village, I spotted a huge stack of hay bales. Jackpot, early food sorted, bread for days, and I didn't even have to fight for it. I was really struggling with crafting at first. Since I was playing with a controller, I had to adjust to different button binds than what I'm used to, and let's just say, I was definitely fumbling around. However, I ended up crafting a wooden hoe so I could break the hay bales faster. It was the perfect move. I gathered all the hay bales in no time and had plenty of bread to keep me going. And here you can see me, once again, having difficulties crafting with a controller on Java. It's definitely a bit of a learning curve, but I'll get the hang of it. Eventually. And I don't want to spoil anything, but trust me, this won't be the last time I struggle with crafting in this video. And here, for the first time, I set bread in my offhand. One of the best features that Java has, which Bedrock doesn't. It's not just for eating. Being able to hold items in both hands opens up so many possibilities. I got lucky. The first village house I entered had a chest, and it got even better when I opened it and found a bundle. I also might have stolen the bed. I think I needed it more than the villager did. Hey, in hardcore mode, sleep is a luxury I'm not willing to share. I looked through a few more houses and broke a few more hay bales, stocking up on food for the journey ahead. Every little bit counts, especially when you're playing hardcore. Then I came across the smite, and I was really hoping for some iron. It's always a game changer when you find a bit of early iron, especially in hardcore. I opened the chest and was positively shocked. Nearly full iron armor, 3 iron ingots, and on top of that, 2 iron swords. I couldn't believe my luck. That was a huge boost so early in the game. Then, I accidentally opened some menu I definitely didn't want to. And to this day, I still have no idea what it actually does. Maybe I'll figure it out eventually, but for now, let's just pretend it didn't happen. With nearly full iron armor, I felt pretty unstoppable, so I looted the rest of the village. Picked up a few more goodies, and honestly, this village was shaping up to be the perfect starting point for my journey. With the 3 irons I found in the Schmiede, I decided to craft myself an iron pickaxe. It felt like the right move. Time to upgrade and start mining for some real resources. And once again there were a few classic misclicks in the inventory. Still getting used to the controls. It wouldn't be a proper episode without at least a little controller chaos. I moved forward a little and spotted some coal up ahead. It wasn't in the perfect position, kind of awkward to reach, but I still wanted to grab it. Early coal is too valuable to pass up. Before mining the coal, I stopped to grab my crafting table and crafted an axe. Don't ask why I needed an axe in that moment. I just felt like it was the right move. And yep, more misclicks. Psh, at this point, it's just part of the experience. Still figuring things out with this controller setup, one awkward menu at a time. Finally, after crafting the axe and a few more misclicks, I moved over to the coal. Wasn't the easiest spot to reach, but I was determined to get every bit of it. Now give me the coal, I mined it up like a pro. First real resource collected, and it felt good. One small step for me, one giant leap toward not playing in the dark. That has been quite some coal, but let's be real, I need more. You can never have too much coal in the early game. Torches, furnaces, you name it. It all adds up fast. I left the small hole and looked around to see if there was a cave nearby. I was hoping to find a proper entrance underground, something deeper, maybe with more coal, or if I got lucky, even iron. As I was walking through the forest, searching for a cave, it slowly but surely began to get dark. So, I took out my bed and slept through the first night. After I slept through the night, I continued my search for coal and iron. And then I saw it. A small, unassuming cave nestled between the trees. It didn't look big at all, but it might be just what we needed. But when I stepped inside, I realized it was much deeper than I'd thought. A chill ran down my spine. I was a little afraid to go any farther. The deeper I looked, the darker it seemed, and I wasn't ready for what might be waiting. I turned around and left the cave behind, at least for now. Just beside the cave entrance, I spotted a small patch of coal. It wasn't much, but it was something. I looked around to see if I could find more coal or even some iron, but at first, I had no luck. Just a few moments later, we struck it. Our first real piece of iron. We finally broke through. At last, we stumbled upon what looked like the perfect place. Almost immediately, I saw veins of iron and coal glinting in the stone. Exactly what we'd been searching for. I didn't waste any time. I grabbed every piece of iron and coal I could see, stuffing my inventory full. The The darkness was starting to close in around me, so after a few minutes of blind mining, I stopped and crafted some torches to light the way. Again, has anyone been counting how many times I've messed up? However, I finally got myself some torches. It felt pretty cool to finally hold a torch in my offhand and be able to place it whenever I needed. I saw an exit, but even though I had gathered plenty of resources, I decided to stay. The cave might hold more, and I wasn't ready to leave just yet. I saw the lava and decided I didn't want to play around with it. I turned away and chose another passage, hoping it would be safer. When my first iron pickaxe broke, I decided it was time for a break. I wanted to smelt the iron I'd collected. As I was busy crafting, a zombie suddenly appeared from the shadows. It must have heard me, and before I knew it, it was charging at us. I quickly realized that Java combat was completely different from Bedrock, and it felt really weird trying to adjust. I had just placed the iron in the furnace when another zombie came out of nowhere and attacked. It caught me off guard and did a bit of damage, but I managed to fight it off in the end. After dealing with the zombie, I threw away the rotten flesh and watched the furnace, waiting for just 3 pieces of iron so I could finally craft a fresh pickaxe. Finally, the new pickaxe was ready. I took it in hand and set off to search for more resources, leaving the rest of the iron to melt in the furnace behind me. Out of nowhere, a creeper ambushed me. I totally lost my cool, flailing like a complete noob. When the smoke cleared, I was alive, but barely, with just half a heart left. Could we have gotten any closer to death? I kept mining like nothing had happened, but deep down, I knew I'd barely made it out alive. That creeper could have easily ended everything. After grabbing the nearby coal, I returned to the furnace to retrieve the iron I had left melting inside. I took the 14 iron ingots from the furnace and used some of them to craft iron leggings. After that, I went back to farming resources, keeping an eye on the furnace as the rest of the iron melted down. A few moments later, I returned, broke the furnace and the crafting bench, and got ready to move on. hesitated for a moment, unsure whether going deeper was the right call. But this time, I chose to take the risk and venture further in. Once again, a zombie appeared, but this time we managed to eliminate it with ease. This path didn't look promising, so I decided to turn around and try another route. Out of nowhere, we were attacked. I didn't notice it at first, probably because I'd stopped placing torches for some reason. It was a baby zombie, and this one was no easy fight. Once again, we barely made it out of the fight, left with only a sliver of health. For the next few minutes, things settled down. It was just me and the pickaxe, mining peacefully as the cave seemed to grow quieter. Until, well, you can guess what happened next. A skeleton ambushed us, and once again, I fumbled, missing about 3 hits in a row like a total noob. Actually, it had been 5 hits, but let's keep that between us. Those were the moments when I finally realized I was probably a noob after all. But hey, let's just pretend it was the Java combat mechanics throwing me off. I ate a piece of bread and continued mining, even though I knew I should probably turn back. The longer I stayed, the more I felt like death was just around the corner. A skeleton was positioned awkwardly, making it hard for me to reach him, and of course he managed to land a hit before I could react. I waited until my health regenerated, then went in to hunt him down. Despite everything, I still hadn't learned my lesson, and this skeleton almost finished me off as well. After being ambushed by yet another skeleton, it finally clicked. I needed a shield. With the shield in hand, I returned to the skeleton, ready to put an end to the fight once and for all. I thought I could deflect arrow shots like I could in Bedrock, but it didn't seem to work that way in Java. Or at least, I had no idea how to pull it off. I remembered spotting gold earlier, so I began searching around. And then, there it was, our first piece of gold. I went even deeper, and slowly but surely, I could tell we were getting closer to the level where diamonds might be found. My main plan was to gather resources and then head out to trade with an armorer for full diamond armor. It felt like the safest way. But even with that in mind, I found myself choosing to push deeper into the cave, knowing the risks. As we moved on, there they were, the first diamonds. I was really hoping for at least 3 diamonds, just enough to craft a diamond pickaxe and take my mining to the next level. I found 2 diamonds, but I wasn't taking any chances. I mined around the area to make sure I hadn't missed any hidden gems. But no, unfortunately it seemed there were really only 2. But hey, at least we found something. Can't complain too much, right? For what felt like minutes, nothing happened. I kept searching, hoping to stumble upon more diamonds or valuable resources. There they were, 2 zombies and a creeper. I decided to let the creeper do the dirty work, standing back and letting him explode, taking the zombies down with him. 2 more zombies appeared right after, but this time I managed to take them down with ease. It felt like I was slowly getting the hang of Java combat. Another creeper appeared, and without thinking, I blocked its explosion with my shield while sneaking. Something I did out of reflex, since in Bedrock, you have to sneak to activate the shield. There were 3 creepers in front of me, 2 of them charging straight at me. But in a moment of greed, I decided to mine a piece of gold before handling them. Definitely not the best decision. The situation quickly spiraled out of control when a skeleton joined the fight. It hit me twice, dealing a lot of damage and leaving me with only one option: run. After the successful escape, my pickaxe finally broke, forcing me to craft a new one once again. Just as I was busy in my inventory, I was suddenly hit by a skeleton. It had to be the same one I'd barely escaped from earlier. I knew I could have run, but something in me decided to stand my ground and fight the skeleton. Wrong decision. I was down to 2 hearts, and the skeleton was still standing. I was only holding on because I kept my shield up. Yeah, I think that speaks for itself. I hope you enjoyed watching my attempt to beat the Ender Dragon in Minecraft Java Hardcore. Unfortunately, we didn't make it this time, but that's not the end. I'll be back to try again, sooner or later, and hopefully, I'll make it on the second run. I really hope you liked the video. I put in a lot of effort and spent about 8 hours editing it. It's not perfect, but I hope it was fun to watch. Support the channel for more Minecraft content. And don't forget to share your feedback so I know what to improve for next time.